Hello, welcome to your weekly update. If you were with us last week, you remember I promised you that this week I was going to do something special for you from this incredible venue. It's the newly refurbished TWA Hotel at John F. Kennedy Airport, and there's something a point I would like to make. So let's walk inside. So you step inside, and instantly look at this extraordinary space. Designed, I think, over half a century ago. So this, you see what we're looking at here? So this was the TWA terminal back in the day when there were propeller planes. And it's just been completely refurbished as a hotel. And the thing that I would like you to notice is how more than half a century later, it still looks absolutely exquisite. Absolutely. This is the food court. You ever see a food court that looks like that? And then with a really upmarket restaurant up above it. So I apologise for the background noise. They do have the golden oldies playing rather loud here. But look at these incredible spaces. It was designed by this guy called Sorensen. Back in the day, there's a whole wing dedicated to him. Outside, can you see in the distance here? Let me walk across a little bit. You can see they've got an extra bar outside, which is actually a propeller plane, an old TWA propeller plane there. But just every detail, every curve is thoughtful, and it's something that really stands the test of time. If you're interested in finding out more about it, just Google TWA Hotel. TWA Hotel. It's at John F. Kennedy Airport, JFK Airport, next to Terminal 5. If you're flying through, anybody can just walk in, get a coffee or a sandwich or whatever. And it's a hotel now. And the original terminal didn't have room for hotel rooms, but I'm just walking up closer. You can see the airline bar here. Very nice. And then they've built a couple of hotel wings onto the side there. There's one hotel block, which is kind of, okay looking. Another hotel block over there. So they've got a sort of an east and a west wing, or whatever they're called. Look at this fantastic area that's set into the ground here. And this great detail. This isn't the old flight departure board, but I think they've taken the space where it used to be and put this up here. And so the point that I want to make is, if you're really thoughtful about design, you can create something that stays lovely for a very long time. And what I'd like you to do, if you'll indulge me for a second, is to compare the amount of thought and care that has gone into this exquisite piece of architecture. And we're not architects, but we're product people. But to compare the amount of love that's gone into what you're looking at here with a crowd-funded charger that I ordered quite a long time ago, and which finally arrived a couple of days ago at my house. And I want to show you what the experience was of taking it out of the box. And I hope after watching it, you'll see why we're trying to be a TWA hotel rather than an average crowd-funded charger. Okay, so here it is. I've covered up the name of the product because I'm not trying to embarrass these guys. The first thing is, you see, I already opened it, and it's kind of hard to put back in its packaging again, but we'll open it up, so notice how these instructions got all crinkled up when I tried to put them back in again, and they're absolutely, the writing here is absolutely tiny. I'm trying to not show their logo because I don't want to embarrass these guys. This is just a stand-in for everything. But this is too small for a human being to read, for a normal person. Maybe if you're a child with perfect eyesight. So the instructions are tiny little diagrams, really kind of thoughtless. Right, let's have a look at this. So just nothing special or lovable about the packaging. You want to throw it into recycling the minute you get your hands on it. Let's pull the product out. It kind of doesn't want to come out. But here it is. Okay, so they've given a nice little silicone sleeve here. That's that's slightly thoughtful. Let me take it out of the. Trying to get it out of the sleeve. You can see that was quite kind of difficult to get off. Now the idea of this is that this is a sticky surface here, and you can put it back on the back of your phone and give you wireless charging. So I have to push this button here. We get the lights come up. I want you to notice that there's a lot of bleed, a lot of color from the LEDs is bleeding through. Can you see that? Is bleeding through the edge of the plastic. So sort of detail. I don't know, man. It's kind of like you don't notice it until you notice it, and then it just looks really cheap and shoddy. The other thing I just want to show you along this edge is look how none of these things are lined up. If you draw a line through the center of here, it does not go through the LEDs. You'd have to go sideways for the line there. You have to go back into there. And the reason is that nobody cared enough to line them up. It's much easier to just stick things. I'm guessing that they've just got a circuit board along here, because you can see that that edge does line up. So they've got a circuit board along here, and they've got everything mounted directly onto the circuit board. So that's the reason for that. The switch there would suggest that that's true as well. Anyway, it's a charger, so let's try it for charging, for goodness sakes. Here's my phone. I'm going to put it straight on the back, and no charging is taking place. Okay, so this is my first experience. It was hard to get out of the box. The instructions are impossible to use, and it is not doing any charging. I'm going to keep going. I'm determined to make this thing charge. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. The funny thing is that when I first got it, after doing enough of this, I was able to get it to charge. So this thing is new. I've got it switched. Let's turn it on again. Maybe it dropped off. There we go. So now it's there. If you put it on off center, okay, then it charges. But if you put it together directly on the center back, which is where it should work, no charge takes place. Here's what I think the reason for this is. Inside of here, there's quite a lot of stuff that you have to fit in. I think in order to fit it in, I haven't broken it open, but I think they've put the coil off center. Which means that when you move, obviously intuitively you want to put it in. You want to line it up properly, right? But so the other thing that your eye might do is you might say, okay, well I'll center it on this. This is a little goodie, so you can hold on to it. Your eye might say, okay, well I'll line up this. This is obviously my target. I'll line this up with the center of the back of my phone. That doesn't cause it to charge either. So it charges. Does it charge? I've lost charging altogether. All right. So it charges, I don't know, you can see it's pretty random. It's pretty bloody random. And I think that that's a really lousy experience. I don't think that it was worth the wait or the money. They've got this thing on Amazon now for $99. And I don't want to pick on these guys. It's kind of like what the whole industry is like. There's just not enough thought and care. Oh, and by the way, this is supposed to be sticky to stick on the back of your phone. Well, I'm here with the most common case for my phone, and it doesn't even stick on. So that's the amount of thought and care that's gone into it. That's kind of where we think the industry is. If you're watching this, I think you're one of the people who understands that we're aiming to do something way better than that, or die trying. Thank you. That's your weekly update. See you next week.